when they started out fishing was for the war effort, because they had a shortage of food. So Red Lake, they started fishing, commercial fishing. And at that time it was ran by the state of Minnesota. And later on they ended up moving where the tribe took over all the fishing stuff, man. Sometimes I think in sometime around the 40s or 50s. And Red Lakes ran that fishery ever since.
My name's Pat Brown, and I'm the fisheries biologist for the Red Lake Band, the Chippewa. The Red Lakes themselves, there's about 285,000 acres of water out there. I currently manage, or the tribe has ownership over the all of Lower Red Lake and 2/3 of Upper Red Lake. So it's about 227,000 acres of that. The remaining 48,000 acres is where the state of Minnesota still has jurisdiction over that, and that's what they manage.
At the heart of the program is a unique partnership between the Red Lake Nation and the Department of Natural Resources, built on collaboration and mutual respect.
I think the DNR, you know, we got a pretty good rapport with all the members. We let everybody know what's going on and what happened, you know, when the fish went down, you know, the walleye, they were depleted. And we ended up doing the recovery. And I wasn't the director then. Pat Brown was the one that got it going. The recovery made it back really quick. I think they wanted it like 10 years, and it was actually, the fish were back like in 7.
It's been an outstanding partnership between us and the state of Minnesota, especially with the fisheries. We started back in 1997 to try to restore the walleye population when it collapsed, and we've been working together ever since. I think we're under our 4th or 5th memorandum of understanding now. Management-wise, the way we do it is we basically work together to come up with a quota. Say we can take 3 pounds of walleye per acre out there. You multiply ours by 227,000 acres, because that's what we have jurisdiction over. And then the state will multiply theirs by 48,000 acres. And that's how we do it equitably between the 2 jurisdictions. And it's worked out very well to this point. I would say our biggest fish species that's been impacted by climate change is lake whitefish. When I came to Red Lake, there was quite a few lake whitefish out in the Red Lakes. Today, it's very uncommon to catch one now. They basically get killed by summer kills. The water gets too warm during the summer months.
I know we used to have a lot of whitefish in the lake, but it was maybe about 15 years ago, we had a really hot summer, and there, you know, Red Lake, Upper Red Lake is probably 15 feet deep everywhere up there, but Lower Red Lake has got more structure where there's a lot of places that are 30, 35 feet deep, but they're, you know, it's not a real deep lake. So the whitefish normally are cold water fish, you know, and what happened was they had 3 or 4 days of 90-degree weather, and it was really calm out. And then like the 5th day, you know, the wind picked up and the water rolled over, and it killed a whole bunch of the whitefish. And they're trying to make a little comeback now. If anybody doesn't think there's global warming, I mean, just in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of changes from, you know, like in October, I used to hunt with my dad, go hunting ducks and stuff, and there was ice on the edge of the little pond. It's going to be 80 tomorrow? I mean, you know, things have really changed, you know. I mean, in the winters, you know, they're different. You know, last winter, actually the ice just never really got really good, because I guess I've never seen a winter like last year.
Biologists working with the program gave us an in-depth look at the science and sustainability efforts that keep Red Lake's fish populations thriving. While we weren't able to go out on the lake since we're not tribal members, we gained a deep appreciation for the cultural protocols and respect tied to this sacred space.
Once the recovery came, we tried to figure out how to fish again. You know, because we didn't want what, what happened in the past to happen again, where it was overfished.
I guess the main thing is that we are working side by side with the state. When the lake did collapse, it was because what we say the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing, but today we do. We basically go out and collect our data together, and then we combine that data and we get a very good picture of the whole lake and not just each jurisdiction, because the fish don't know the boundaries. And basically the biologists, what we're really doing is just trying to, we're doing what's best for the resource is what we're trying to do. So basically here on the reservation we have several different programs. We have the commercial fishery. We are the oldest and largest, and actually the only commercial walleye fishery in the United States today. And then we also have some sports fishing opportunities on the reservation where tribal members will take non-members fishing on some of our smaller lakes. They're not allowed to go on to the big lake, the red lakes. However, they do have trout fishing and then bass and bluegill fishing on some of the smaller lakes.
It's fun, to me, I've done the guiding for a lot of years, and I have people that keep coming back every year, and some of them were 25 years now that I've guided them, and they have fun, and I have fun with them. There are a lot of people, that they just get the misconception about Red Lake or whatever, that we're, they all say that, think that Red Lake's bad. I mean, everybody's got bad people, but nobody, once they come here, they think, oh man, I like it here, I mean, that's just like the people that work for us, people tell them, oh man, you work in Red Lake? Why would you work there, but once they come here and work with us, we're good people, I mean, and we know good people, so when they're there, we try to keep them here to work for us.
Well, Red Lake's a great place to work because it hasn't been screwed up like many other places. I get, on a daily basis, I can go out and net sturgeon one day. Like yesterday, we were out netting sturgeon and actually tagging them so we can look at some other growth rates. In the afternoon, we were stocking walleyes in some of our small lakes. And then at the same time, we were able to take some fish into the middle school and talk to the middle school kids, because we've got a sturgeon in the classroom program that we like to run, and the kids love it. So a lot of fun stuff. So we get to do a lot of different things. So for the stocking wise, currently, like for the big lake, we do no stocking other than the lake sturgeon. And that is actually done between ourselves, and the state of Minnesota helps with the egg collection. Then those eggs go down to the Fish and Wildlife Service in Genoa, Wisconsin. They hatch them, raise them, and then we bring them up here and we stock them together in the lower lake. All the other stockings, we haven't stocked walleyes now in the Red Lake since I think 2005 was the last year that we did that. Red Lake is a natural walleye rearing pond out there. Basically, it's one of the best lakes in the country for walleye, and we don't need to stock it. As long as you take care of it, manage it correctly, and keep enough females out there, we'll have no problem with the eggs.
This program isn't just about fishing. It's about preserving a way of life, supporting the local economy, and honoring the Red Lake Nation's relationship with the land.
So what we originally tried was hook and line fishing, and that's pretty much what we do now.
Basically, the way it works is that any tribal member, I think they have to be the age of 16, can go down to the Red Lake fisheries. They become basically a fishing member of the association down there. And then that allows a tribal member to go out and catch 150 walleyes. They have to be between 14 and 22 inches in size. They can then turn those fish in to the commercial fishery, and then they get paid. I think it's like $1.50 a pound or something like that. And then they get a check every couple of weeks. We do have several net crews that still work on the lake. When the anglers can't bring in enough fish, then we have the net crews that kind of supplement the catch. But our overall goal is to let tribal members go out and catch them hook and line. So a lot of our jobs here on the reservation, the main thing is tribal government for sure. We do have casinos, but they're nowhere near as large as some of the other reservations in Minnesota. And we basically have to use our natural resources. We have logging, and then we also have commercial fishing. And this allows all tribal members basically to benefit from the resource out there. And it's not only that the tribal members benefit, but then they take their resources, the paychecks that they get, and then they use them in the local community. So it's really a boom for everybody.
We're at the Red Lake Nation fishery. It's a processing and receiving center for walleye located in Red Bee, Minnesota. We do a lot of processing right now for, we're working on USDA orders through the FDIPR program. We also do wholesale sales, retail sales. Everything that we do is hand filleted. So we do have a scaling machine and a skinning machine, but otherwise everything else is done by hand. In the past years, the numbers were a little low. We haven't gotten close to our harvest quota. In the past 2 years, last year we had around 760,000 pounds come through. This year, we are looking to hit our 800,000 pound quota and possibly get into that buffer range. We do have up to 1 million pounds that we can harvest a year. So we're looking, this year, we're projecting around 850,000 pounds to come through the doors here. Biggest roadblock for our site here would just be the processing. It has to do with manpower, the size of our facility, and just time, I guess. We bring a lot of fish in, but we don't have a lot of turnaround time. We have to get things in and out very quick to keep up with orders. So one of the things that we would like people to know is that we are rated green for sustainability, which means the amount of fish that we take out of the lake does not affect the numbers. It's self-sustaining. Right now, we've worked hand in hand with Red Lake Conservation, Red Lake DNR, as well as State DNR. They work together to kind of bring this program back to life. And that's kind of the main goal for us, is just to make it sustainable for future generations.
The program's success has become a model for tribal fisheries across the nation, showing how sovereignty and stewardship go hand in hand.
You know, we've seen a lot of the folks, we see some negative stuff on some of the websites and things like that, but a lot of the local folks from up in the Washkish area are very supportive of what we're doing. And that's the reason we're working together. And people need to understand that we are working together. We're not working against each other.
From the innovative management strategies to the community's deep-rooted commitment to preserving their natural resources, the story of the Red Lake fishery is a powerful testament to the strength and resilience of Indigenous stewardship. We've witnessed how this partnership not only supports the local economy, but also honors cultural traditions and fosters a deep connection to the land and water.